So you're thinking about selling your house, but don't know where to get started on getting your house ready? Well, stay tuned. We're talking about how to get your house ready in 30 days or less. So you're thinking about selling your house and you want to get it up and running and sold in 30 days. We could probably do that for you. But getting your house ready to sell in 30 days is a big task. It's our gargantuan task, especially if you're going to do it all on your own. Lord have mercy. Hey, I'm Vito Scarnecchio with the Avatano Group. Thanks for coming to my channel today. We do a new video every week and we talk about all things San Jose and real estate and all sorts of different fun things. We do interviews with small businesses and restaurants, and we'd love for you to be part of the adventure. If you want, do me a favor, pop the little subscribe button down there and hit the bell, because I'd hate for you to miss any of these great videos. So today we're talking about getting your home ready to sell in 30 days. Moving is stressful. I've done it many times. I feel empathy for all my clients that do it, and I see the process over and over again, and I understand that there's stress. What we try to do is relieve all the stress, or mitigate as much stress as possible, so that your adventure from moving from one house to the next isn't as that big of a nightmare. There's certain things that we can't help, but we know that sometimes we know how to navigate around it, like when a lender's not performing on time, they have issues, or they're just so backed up, and sometimes that causes delays. So there's certain things that we can do to help understanding that stress part. But right now we're talking about getting your house ready to sell. If you're like most people, you're going to stay in your house while you're selling it. There's some people that can actually buy a house wherever they're going, close on it, and sell this house, their current house, at their leisure. But most people need their equity out of this house to buy another house. So how does that work? So you're going to stay in your house, which is actually a good thing, because you're going to leave certain pictures and tchotchkes and furniture in the house while you enjoy the last month that you're staying there. All right, so real quick, down below is a link to a checklist that you can use. It's a free download. I won't even ask you for your email. Go ahead, download it. Find it useful? Let me know. Appreciate it. I mentioned this before. Getting your house ready to sell by yourself is a gargantuan task. After all, you have work, you have family, you have soccer, you have nights out, and then you have the weekends to do stuff. You really want to still enjoy your life. So let's get ready. What we're going to do is break it down into 4 weeks, because 30 days, 4 weeks is about the same thing. The first day, we're going to get a handle on your stuff. Before you start packing, I want you to go into every room and look at all your stuff. We're going to break it down into 3 different categories. Things that you use still today, like lights, TVs, toothbrushes, forks and knives, your clothes, but stuff you haven't touched in a couple weeks or a couple months, or maybe a year or 2. You can identify that as stuff that you don't really need, but you want to keep it. Maybe it's a nice parka that you have, or some boots that you're going to wear during the winter, or what have you. Your intention is to keep it, or a family heirloom, or what have you. And there's stuff that you haven't touched in 2+ years, and you're like, I don't really want it. I don't really need it. It could be a chair, it could be a couch, it could be, a stack of magazines, just whatever. And you don't want it. You can do multiple things with it, but just go in and identify all those different things. So you get your mindset of all the different things that's in your house. Side note, and I tell everybody that puts their house up on the market when they work with us, all your valuables, I don't care if it's a little tiny ring, an earring, to a VCR that you think you like, or maybe a CD or Blu-ray, whatever could possibly be picked up and put into pockets and taken. If it's valuable to you, put it away. Put it in storage, lock it up, out of sight, out of mind. Things happen. We never intend on you being harmed in any way, but we can't control every second of our buyers that come through. And that's just something that you have to put in your mindset. Anything that's valuable, put it away. So the reason why you're doing this exercise of identifying if you need it, or you're going to keep it, you're going to throw it, is you're getting into the mindset of, I'm going to sell my house. And it actually becomes a process of letting go. And it actually is quite liberating once you do it, because you start throwing stuff away and you realize how much crap you keep in your garage or your closets or what have you. But then it also mentally gets you ready to get to the next step. The next step is hire a great realtor. I know it's a selfless plug, but I got to put it out there. You want somebody that just doesn't put your house up on the market and is a great negotiator and forces you to do everything. You want somebody that is there by your side each step of the way, from start to finish. We're going to get into that a little bit later, but you want somebody that understands the process and getting your house ready to sell and helping you market your house and attracting the maximum amount of offers as possible so you get the highest and best offer. That's what we do. So make sure you understand this process as well as the next few processes after you get your house listed when you're hiring a good realtor. All right, storage. So you can store stuff into your closet. I don't really recommend that. You have actually three options. You can ask your neighbors and friends if they would take some of your stuff for a while, which then they're not going to be your friends anymore, neighbors. And that's going to put a little stress on them. The other options is rent a storage unit for $150, $200 a month. Take all your excess stuff and store it. And you can do that for 2 months, 3 months, whatever you want. Another thing is clean out your garage. You have to clean out your garage anyway. So one of the first things you want to do is start taking all the stuff that you have packed against the walls and bring them into the center of the garage. Now that becomes your storage area. All right, so that was it for week one. Believe it or not, that was a lot of stuff, right? Now we're gonna do some physical packing. So you have your storage spot set out. You kind of identify the things that you need, the things that you want to keep, and the things you're going to get rid of. Now's the time to start packing. So what you can do, there's a few different ways you can do it. You can do it in a segment of 7 days, or you can do one room a day. You can actually take a day to pack up one room, and then you won't be as exhausted. But if you're hell bent on doing everything in 30 days, then knock everything down. Do 2 rooms a day. So for this room right here, I would do a few things. On the walls, on any kind of surface, I would knock it down. I would drop everything down to no more than 3 objects on any surface. So if you look at the wall and the shelf here, I have 10 or 11 different things on it, which is way too much for showing a house. I live in my house. I enjoy all these things, right? I enjoy looking at all these things. On the wall behind you, I have I love my daddy wall, where it has all their pictures, all my kids' pictures from kindergarten and first grade. And it reminds me of some fun things. So I'm gonna keep that until I sell my house. Now I take the closet and I look through all the different things that I haven't touched in maybe 6 months to a year. If I don't need it, this is the time I'm going to get rid of it. This is the time you should get rid of stuff that you don't need. So remember, we had the 3 things you need right away while you're here and while you're moving, things that you want to keep, and things that you absolutely don't want. And typically what you're going to find in the closet are things you don't want. I'll guarantee you, almost every closet I have stuff tucked away that I absolutely don't want. All right, now that you're getting done with packing, you've started the process of packing, you want to order some inspections. And typically what we do is we get a property inspection and a pest inspection. In the pest inspection, look for pests. Any kind of intrusion, whether it's mold or pest infestation, it could be raccoons, it could be mice, it could be termites. By the way, in California, there's 2 types of houses, one with termites and ones that just got tented. So when you see your termite report, don't worry about it. And the property inspection. The property inspection is really to look at anything major, like your foundation, the roof. They're not going to inspect it fully, but if they see anything that's out of the ordinary, they'll make note of it and recommend that you have a foundation expert take a look at it, or a roof expert take a look at it. And they'll also take care of looking at your appliances, the electrical, the plumbing, all the different systems within your house to make sure that it's up to par, that it's working. They'll run your dishwasher. They're going to check all the plugs, make sure the switches work. And if there's something that doesn't work, you want to know and let them know that it doesn't work. And there's two reasons why we want to do inspections. One, because in other areas, it's typical for the buyer to pay for the inspections. It kind of gives him a sunk cost into buying the house. And it's their duty and right to be able to do that. But in this area, in Santa Clara County and the 9 Bay Area counties, we typically are so fast paced that we want to see as is zero contingent offers. And it's actually a good thing for the seller, and it really helps speed the whole process along, because there's a due diligence process after you get in a contract where you get to do loan, appraisal, property condition, and some other contingencies. If you get rid of that property condition contingency because you're showing them the inspections, they know what they're buying, so they don't have to waste that period, that time there. And it actually helps save you, the seller, money. Might cost you $700, $800 for the inspection. If you have a larger house, it's going to be more, but it's better for you to spend $700 or $800 and provide the buyer inspections than to have them come back and say, hey, guess what? We just did our pest inspection and it's $20,000 in damage. We want you to fix it, or you can credit us. And I'd rather you spend $7,000 than lose 20. So it's smarter for you to have that done. And the other reason why we do inspections is because if there's minor issues like a broken socket or a switch that doesn't work or a dishwasher that needs to be fixed or repaired or replaced, we can take care of that right now. So it's not a stigma or a thorn in that buyer's craw when they're buying your house. And it's also a good time for you to call up your HVAC guy. And if you have a pool, have your pool guy take a look at your pool just to make sure everything's running right. And if you haven't replaced your filters, replace your filters. I just sold a house up north, and it seemed like the filter hadn't been cleaned or replaced in probably 5 years. I mean, it was that thick. It's disgusting. And once you replace the filter, the HVAC runs so much smoother and it's so much more efficient. So, little side note, replace your filters every 6 months. We'll be happy you did. It'll make your HVAC last a little bit longer. We're in week 3 right now. And right now, I want you to get into the mindset of figuring how you want to show the house. Do you want to just do it on the weekends and the evenings because you work out of the house? Completely fair, completely okay. Do you want to set it up so that you're gone for 3-4 days, including the weekend? So that you're completely gone, you let people come through. You're absolutely welcome to do that as well. One of the last houses I sold, we had 60 people come through in 4 days. It was hectic. And my sellers, they went out looking for houses and they took a day off. And actually it was 5 days. We took the Tuesday off so that they can relax a little bit. And it was just a madhouse. People coming in and agents begging to show the house. It's crazy. When you set that up and you're working with a realtor, make sure you talk to them about your needs and your requirements, because your privacy is really ultimately your concern. Now, if you have a tenant in the house that you're selling, that's a completely different strategy, something that we talk about in another video. But right now, remember that you want to let as many people through, right? And when we look at a marketing funnel, we have as many eyeballs looking at the MLS as possible, looking at your listing as possible, and then as many people that's able to see your house as possible. And then the next step is for us to send out disclosures, so we have a count on that. The next step is offers, and hopefully you get more than one. And then you have the best offer to choose from. And that's kind of how that works. All right, so now we're in week 4. Now you're getting things all dialed in. You've already done the repairs. Everything's kind of tuned up, ready to go. What we want to look at right now are things that make your house really pop. So hire a landscaper or do it yourself. But if you have any bare spots in your grass, seed it or put new sod on it. If you have any cracks in the walls or you need paint because you have some scuff marks, take care of that kind of stuff. Anything that might just stand out, you want to fix, because the minute a buyer sees one little crack in the wall up above your ceiling or feels an indentation or an unlevel part of your floor, they're going to start looking into your house a little bit deeper. So what you want to do, again, it's minor stuff. If it's a massive foundational issue, there's nothing you can hide that. You can have it repaired, which is going to cost you thousands of dollars. But and you should disclose it. But if it's minor stuff, like little settling cracks that have been there for 20 years, that's okay. Settling cracks are understood, right? We're not trying to hide it. We're just trying to make the house look good. You will disclose that. On top of that, get photos. Don't use your iPhone. Don't use your cell phone. Get professional photography done. And that could be upwards of $400 or $500, but it's worth it. And let me tell you that you can absolutely tell the difference between an iPhone photo and a professionally taken photo. Because it's not the snap of the picture, it's the angle of the picture. It's the taking the photo and lightening it up and making it look bright and airy and making that room look as big as possible. They can do amazing things with photography today. So it's better to hire a professional photographer. So if somebody tells you, oh, we use virtual tours, be specific as to what a virtual tour is, because back up until about 3 years ago, a virtual tour was a stack of your photos put onto iMovie and with a background of some classical music, and it's really boring as hell. Nobody watches those anymore. They're completely useless. What we do is we actually do a video intro and then a walkthrough of your house. And sometimes we'll do a 360 with the 3D floor plan and the 2D floor plan, and sometimes we'll do drones. Depends on the house, depends on the area, depends on the needs. But you want to be able to have that marketing aspect behind it. Also, you want to complete all the documents that have been sent to you. You probably get something from DocuSign saying fill this stuff out, click it, be done with it, get that done as quickly as possible. Don't put that off. Here's the thing, if you have solar, pool, if you have any kind of remodel permits and contractor agreements and blueprints or what have you, anything you have, start stacking that up and giving it to your realtor so that they can scan it in and send it out on disclosures. Because you want to give the buyer as much information as possible so they can make the decision ahead of time to give you an as-is zero contingency offer. And that includes disclosures. We have this thing called TDS and SPQ. You actually have to spend some time filling it out. And it's not designed to make you feel bad. Oh my God, my house is going to fall apart. This house is a piece of crap. It's designed to jog your memory over the last 5, 10, 20 years of things that you've done to the house so you can communicate that with the buyer in writing. And that's all it's really about. And sometimes people call me like the 25th day and we're in escrow and they wake up and they go, I forgot about that thing that we did. And don't worry about it, right? It's never killed a deal before. What it is you forgot about it, you're human, we're gonna let them know. Done deal. Get all the disclosures and documents done as quickly as possible. You don't want them lagging out. I have a listing right now and I'm on day 25 of prepping the house and we're still waiting for the disclosures to come in. They're just, procrastinating about it. It's not a big deal, but I'm not gonna put the house on the market until all the disclosures are done. And we have it uploaded into our system so that the buyer can make an offer as is, zero contingency. That was a lot. There's a lot of stuff. I'm telling you, it's like 647 things that we do when we sell a house. And it's an arbitrary number. As a matter of fact, if you're a Star Trek nerd, you know what the number 47 means, but there's a lot of stuff that goes on. And the checklist is a really good start to doing it. Now, if you don't have the time, desire, or gumption, or the ability to get your house prepped up, don't worry about it. That's what we do. We help you get your house ready. I have a project manager that we bring in, and she brings in our handymen, our painters, landscapers, plumbers, you name it, and we get your house ready to fix up and repair. And we do the inspections, and we stage your house with your furniture, and we help move your stuff as well into your garage. And that's what we do to get your house ready. And then we do the marketing. And then we're master negotiators as well. So there's a lot of different things that are going on at the same time. If you want to do it yourself or you want to hire a newer agent that's not as experienced, totally understand. So anyway, the point is there's a lot of stuff going. And if you don't have the time to do it, give us a call. That's it for now. I'm Vito Scarnecchia with the Albatano Group. We'll see you out there. Do me a favor real quick. Take 2 seconds and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Also hit the like, the little thumbs up, and the little bell so you'll be notified of upcoming videos.